Imagine a city, not a village, not a fortress, a real city, 200,000 people, running water, multi-story buildings, restaurants, banks, police, libraries. Now imagine this city existed 600 years before the birth of Christ, while Rome was still a village of mud huts on 7 hills, while Athens was just beginning to build its first temples, while London was nothing but dense forest. Here, in Mesopotamia, between the Tigris and the Euphrates, stood Babylon, the largest city on earth, the capital of the known world, the place where, for the first time in history, humans built something so enormous they frightened themselves. Today, almost nothing remains, just dust, excavations, and a few bricks in museums. But in 600 BC, this was the New York of the ancient world. And today, we are going there. 600 BC. Nebuchadnezzar II has ruled the Babylonian Empire for 5 years. You approach the city from the west, along the bank of the Euphrates. 3 kilometers out, you can already see it, not buildings, not walls. Color. Babylon is blue. The Ishtar Gate, 18 meters tall, is covered in glazed brick of such deep, saturated blue that on a sunny day it glows. Against that blue, golden bulls and dragons. Hundreds of figures. Every brick fired by hand, painted by hand, laid by hand. You stop. You just stare. Beyond the gate begins the processional way, the city's main boulevard. 20 meters wide, paved with limestone and red breccia stone. On both sides, walls lined with lion reliefs. 120 lions. Nebuchadnezzar counted them personally. The smell hits you immediately. Spices, animals, smoke, roasting meat, waste. Babylon smells like a living creature. Because it is one. The population, 200,000 people. By comparison, Athens at this same moment has 30,000. Rome has fewer than 100,000. And that's 2 centuries later. Babylon is bigger than all of them. Babylon is first. The city walls are another wonder entirely. The outer wall is 8 meters thick. The inner wall, 7. Between them, enough space to turn a chariot around. Herodotus would write about this a century and a half later and struggle to believe his own words. We checked. He was not exaggerating. Step off the processional way into any side street, and Babylon shows you its real face. Everyone lives here. Babylon is the first truly multinational city in history. Akkadians, Sumerians, Jews, Egyptians, Persians, Greeks. After Nebuchadnezzar destroyed Jerusalem in 597 BC and deported thousands of Jews to Babylon, they brought their laws, their God, their texts. Some became wealthy. Some became powerful. No one tried to destroy them. That was not how Babylon worked. The central market opens at dawn. By 8 in the morning, by our clock, you cannot push through the crowds. Dates, barley, fish from the Euphrates, wool, copper, lapis lazuli from Afghanistan, ivory from India. Babylon is the trading hub of the entire known world. Money already exists here, standardized silver ingots by weight. A money changer in the corner of the market exchanges Persian silver for Babylonian. This is not the Middle Ages. This is almost modern. A woman in a blue dress haggles over fabric. She is a free citizen. In Babylon, women can own property, sign contracts, and testify in court. This is 600 BC. Remember that detail. In the next alley over, a tavern. Thick, cloudy barley beer drunk through reed straws directly from a shared clay jar. Brewing in Babylon is an ancient profession. The Code of Hammurabi, a law written 1,000 years before this moment, contains specific provisions regulating beer quality. If a brewer watered down the drink, they were drowned in the river. Quality control, Babylonian style. At the center of the city stands the Etemenanke, a 7-tiered ziggurat, 90 meters tall. Its base, 90 meters by 90. At the summit, a sanctuary to the god Marduk, covered in gold. This is the Tower of Babel. Not a legend, a real building. Herodotus saw it. Alexander the Great described it. When he arrived here 250 years later, the tower still stood, though it was crumbling. Alexander wanted to restore it. He ran out of time. He died. Climb to the first tier. From here you can see all of Babylon. The Blue Gate, the silver ribbon of the Euphrates, flat rooftops stretching to the horizon. Priests climb to the summit every day at dawn. There, 90 meters up, they read the stars. Babylonian astronomers were the best in the world. They were the first to divide the day into 24 hours, the hour into 60 minutes, the minute into 60 seconds. You live by Babylonian time. Every single day. Without knowing it, they calculated the length of the year to within 4 minutes. No telescopes. No calculators. Just clay tablets and sharp eyes. Inside the ziggurat, an archive. Thousands of clay tablets. Medicine, mathematics, astronomy, law, poetry. The Epic of Gilgamesh, the first novel in human history, lies here, copied out in careful cuneiform script. The story of a hero who feared death and searched for immortality. Written 1500 years before this moment. People do not change. 539 BC. 60 years have passed. Nebuchadnezzar is long gone. On the throne sits Nabonidus, a strange king more interested in the moon than in war. He left for the Arabian desert for 10 years. Just left. Left his son to rule. The priests of Marduk are furious. The king has abandoned the main religious ritual. The army is demoralized. The elite is divided. And from the east, Cyrus the Great is coming. The Persian army reaches Babylon in October of 539 BC. The city is considered impregnable. Walls, moats, 20 years of food supplies. Cyrus knows this. He does not storm the walls. He diverts the Euphrates. Passion and Ginnes de Chanels upstream. The river level inside the city drops. Where water once ran beneath the walls, there is now a path. At night, in silence, the Babylonians that night are celebrating a religious festival. Drinking, dancing. The last king, Nabonidus, feasts in his palace. The Persians enter through the riverbed, almost without a fight. Herodotus writes that people in the center of the city only learned of the takeover the next morning. The outskirts were already under Persian control while the center was still dancing. Cyrus entered Babylon not as a conqueror, but as a liberator. He preserved the temples, freed the deported Jews to return home, respected the local gods. Babylon was not destroyed. It simply ceased to be the capital of the world. Slowly, over several centuries, the great city faded. Alexander died here in 323 BC without managing to restore it. Parthians, Romans, Arabs, each took bricks to build their own cities. Literally, Babylonian bricks are still found in structures across Iraq today. 200,000 people. Blue gates. A tower to the heavens. The first banks, the first libraries, the first beer through a straw. All of it became dust. What remains of Babylon today is a low mound in central Iraq. A few excavated walls. The reconstructed Ishtar Gate stands in the Pergamon Museum in Berlin. That is where it is now. Not in Iraq. In Berlin. Perhaps the strangest thing about this story is not how Babylon fell. It is that it existed at all. That people 6,000 years ago built cities, wrote novels, enforced beer quality standards, and looked up at the stars, and understood exactly what we understand. That time moves forward. That everything ends. And that someone, someday, will stand on the ground where something great once was, and will have no idea what stood there.